Hello, dearest. Welcome back to my channel. This is Maafeli. I am so excited to be with you all today to share with you another recipe. And today I'm going to share with you how to make your own homemade cornstarch at home to thicken your beef sauce, chicken sauce, soup, and any baking that requires cornstarch. So let's get started. Here I have with me my white corn, also known as samp in South Africa. I will then pour it inside a bowl and then wash it nicely for about 3 times. Now, this is totally optional. You may decide not to wash your corn, or you may decide also to wash it. I decided to wash mine so that I can see that it's very clear. I want to get as white and nice cornstarch as possible as I can. So once I am done washing it, I will just leave some water on it and leave it overnight to soften. And after overnight, you can see it's showing some signs of fermentation, and I will just check, and mine is perfect. So we do not want to ferment this at all. If you check your own and then it is not soft enough for you, you can just get rid of the water and then resoak it again. So I'm going to wash it again for about 3 times until I am done. And once I am done, next I will transfer it into the blender and then blend it into a smoother consistency. Whilst you are watching, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the bell so that you will not miss out in any upload that I make. So once I am done blending it, next I'll pour it inside the strainer and then strain it for the first time. So we are making the first straining, and you may use the spatula or even take the spatula out, and you can use your hands to do it, and it will also make it perfect. So just look at the way I do it. It's either to use the spatula or to use your hands to strain it. Either way works very well. So once I am done, I will move to the next process. And now I am done with the first straining, so it definitely needs second straining. So here I'm going to show you the first method I used to do the second straining. What I did was to put my cheesecloth around the bowl and then tie it under and turn it over to be firm. If your own is not firm, you may put a little bowl under it to make it firm. So I will keep on doing the straining, and this time around I'm using my hands to do the second straining. You may use spatula as well, but I prefer to use my hands because it makes it easier for me. So at this point I can see that it is getting full. So once it is getting full, what I will do next is to untie it under and then remove the cheesecloth. And what I will do is to strain and squeeze the water out of it so that we'll get a perfect cornstarch as we can, and also a perfect and nice corn dough as we can. So do not throw the chaff away. I am going to show you what to do. So the second method I use for second straining, I'm going to show you. I just place the cheesecloth round about it and use one of my hand to hold it tight and use one hand to do the straining, just like this. So you may use any of the method, either to use the first method or the second method. Anyone that is okay for you, you may use it to do the second straining. So once I am done like this, I'm still going to take out the cheesecloth and squeeze out the water out of it nicely, and you can see that the water is very white. So I will leave it closer to my zinc for easy decanning once the water separates itself from the starch. So now what I will do next is to show you what we have here. We have our chaff that you don't have to throw away. This is very nice. You can add to your benkun mix or even make pap or a pitting or whatever. It is very nice. So I'm going to just separate them and then dry it nicely. And once it is dry, that means we have our cornmeal for benkun, a pitting or pap. So whatever you want to use for, you can use it. So we'll go ahead and check our cornstarch, and now you can see that the water has separated itself from the starch, but it was not too clear and I was in a hurry to go to work, so I decided to decan it very quickly. So I did decan it and I'll move to the next process. So after decanning it, you can see that it still have some water in it. So at this point, in order not to waste much time, I transferred it into a tray and then spread it all over inside the tray. And this method really worked magic for me. And instead of me to wait for water to come on top of it and take it out gradually, this method is the best method that I have ever done. So I spread it nicely all over inside the tray beautifully like this, and what I did was to place a baking sheet or a parchment paper on it and also added kitchen towel on top of it, and this really worked magic. It absorbed all the water in the cornstarch. Just look at that. It was so nice and perfect. So at this point, I just scrap it out with a spoon nicely. Make sure to separate them beautifully and dry them in the sun. You may dry it in your kitchen if it is hot enough there, or even dry it in a dehydrator, but today I am drying it in the sun because I have sun and I was glad. So after drying it, just look at the way it looked. It is so beautiful and nice, and I can see there is a bit of chunk in it. So what I will do next is to transfer it inside the blender and then blend it into a smoother and perfect consistency of cornstarch that we are looking for. Okay, so I will just pour it inside the blender just like this and then blend it until my desired consistency. And once I am done blending, I will just move to the next step. So now I am done blending it, and what I'll do next is to pour it inside the plate and repeat the same process until I am done. And once I am done, here we are. Our cornstarch is ready to thicken our beef sauce and any sauce and baking of our choice. And at this point, you can just keep them in an airtight container for home use. Thank you also so much for watching, and I believe you enjoyed this video. If you did, give your girl a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the bell so that you will be the first to be notified whenever I upload any new video. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Maafeli. Thank you for subscribing, and always remember, at Maafeli we believe in the old adage, your health is your wealth, so be mindful of what you eat. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, fit and healthy. Nyamre boa eke ye biako. Bye.